Hi friends, welcome to our channel. If you are new to our channel, please subscribe the channel and click on the bell symbol. So friends, today we are going to see about some of the MCQ questions from Java Basics. So we'll start our first question. You can see my screen. In my screen, I have a code int number equal to 10, and I have a if condition number modulus 2. If the condition is true, I am going to display even, else I am going to display odd. Just look at our code carefully and you can predict the answer. If you see our code, so this code will throw the compile time error because of this line number 1. So the reason is, coming to C or C++ program, this kind of condition is possible because coming to C or C++, 1 will act as a true and 0 will act as a false. But coming to Java, we know that we have a separate data type for Boolean, which can store either true or false. So finally, coming to Java, 10 is a integer value. It is not a Boolean type. So that's why this code will throw the error. Because inside if condition, I can pass either true or false, nothing but the Boolean type. But here I am trying to pass integer type 1 or 0, right? So that's why this code will throw the error. Now we'll move the next question. So this is our second question. It is almost same as the previous question. I hope you can easily find out the answer. So again, this code will throw the compile time error. So the reason is, inside if condition, I'm trying to pass one, which is integer type. It's not a Boolean type as per Java. So finally, inside not only if, inside any of the control statements, whenever I'm writing a condition, I need to pass a Boolean type, which can be either true or false. Right. Now we'll move the third question. So this is our third question. You can look at the question carefully and easily you can predict the output. If you see the question, in this question or in this code, I'm trying to pass an integer variable inside a switch case. And I have a case 1, case 2 and the default. But you can look at the case, so there is no break in that case. So as per the compiler design, so coming to switch case, default, break, everything is optional. Even I can have a empty switch case. So which means break keyword is optional, case keyword is optional, and the default keyword is also optional. So that's why I can have a empty switch case. So finally, coming to this code, syntax wise, there is no error. So finally, there is no possibilities of compile time error as per this code. But what will happen? So first value of A is 1. It will come inside case 1. Yes, it is a matching case. So it will get inside this case and it will execute A. So usually how the compiler will break the switch case with the help of break keyword. But here, because of lack of break keyword, the code will get continue. So finally the output will be A, B as well as C. Right? So now we'll move the next question. So now again, this is also similar type of the previous question related with switch case. So now again already we are familiar that inside switch case everything is optional. So because of no break, it is not going to be the syntactical error. But now I have a default in the beginning. So generally what we will do when we are writing a switch case, we will keep the default at the end. So we will define all our case in this beginning, and at the end we will define our default case. But here I'm trying to define a default case at first. So even though it is not a syntactical error, because coming to switch case, everything is optional. Even it can be empty switch case. So which means as per the compiler design, there is no order. I may define a case one first or default first or maybe default in the middle, whatever it is. But when this default block will get executed if there is no match case. So finally coming to this program, so the value of A is 1. It will come inside the switch case and at first it will look for the case keyword. It will not look for the default keyword. It will look for the case keyword. Yes, I have a match case, right? So since I have a match case, it will get execute A, and because of lack of break, again it will continue. So the finally the output will be A as well as B. So now we may get a doubt in case if the value of A is 3. In case if the value of A is 3, what will happen? So if the value of A is 3, it will come inside the switch case. It will go to the first case. No, it is not match. It will go for the second case. Again second case is also not match, because we are assuming that our value of A is 3. So now since there is no match case, it will go for the default case, because our value of A is 3 and there is no match case, so it will go for default. Now it will display C, and again in default there is no break. The remaining statements also will get continued. So finally the output will be, if the value of A is 3, then the output will be CAB. Finding. So we'll move the next program. So again this is also related to switch case, but you can look at this line. So here what I am trying to do, I am trying to define two cases in a single line. I am saying that case 1 comma 2. So my intention is what? If the value of A is 1 or 2, I need to print this line. But as per the compiler design, so this syntax is not possible. So the case keyword can come with only one case value. It cannot be a multiple case value. So that's why this particular line will throw the syntax error. So finally this code will be the compile time error. So now we'll move the next question. So now again this is related with the same switch case, but you can look at this particular code carefully. So here what I am trying to do, I am trying to pass a float type into a switch case. As per the Java compiler, and I'm talking about the JDK 1.5 compiler. Yes, from JDK 1.5, oh sorry, 1.8 onwards, it will support switch case with some other data types also. But as per the below of 1.8 compiler, inside, I mean, in a Java compiler, inside switch case, I can pass only four type of values. I can pass byte, short, int, and char data type. I'm repeating again. Inside switch case, as per Java, inside switch case, I can pass only four type of values: byte, short, int. Even I cannot pass long value and char. Right? Only four types I can pass: byte, short, int, char. But here I'm trying to pass a float value into the switch case. So syntactically it is a error. So it will throw a compile time error. So this code will get compilation fail because I'm trying to pass float value inside the switch case. I hope friends it's clear. So now we'll move the next question. So now this is related to a loop. Just look at the code very carefully. Actually, this code has small tricky. So I have a variable int I equal to 1. I have a do and while inside that I have some statement to display high, and again I have a while. Suddenly when we are looking this code, we may think that it's look like a syntax failure. But actually if you see the code very carefully, I have a while loop. Outer I have a do while. So finally this is my do while. Inside this do while I have a while loop as a nested one. So now we'll look at the code once again. The value of I is 1. It's a do while loop. So coming to the do while, it will not check the condition because I have a condition at the end. So it will get inside this while loop. Nothing but my nested while loop. So while I greater than 1. So 1 greater than 1 false. So it will not execute this while statement. So we know that if there is a only one statement, then no need of curly braces. So now the the inner while loop is false. So now it will check for the outer do while condition. 1 less than 1, again that also false. So now both conditions are false. So which means it is not going to produce any output. So finally for this particular code, the correct option is no output. We'll see the another question. Again this question also little tricky one. You can look at the code very carefully. I have a for loop which is running 5 times, and each iteration I'm trying to increment the value, and at the end I'm displaying the value of I. So the moment I saw this code, I will start calculating the value of I. Right? I will start calculating the value of I. Actually these options are wrong. Please ignore these options. So the moment I see this question, I will start calculating the value of I. But actually this code will throw the compile time error. So the reason is why it is going to throw the compile time error, because I have declared this variable I inside a for loop. I have declared this variable I inside this for loop, which means it is going to be a local for this particular for loop. And if there is no open brace, close brace means by default it will take only one. So finally, the scope of this local variable I will be within this for loop. But where I'm trying to access this for loop, sorry, where I'm trying to access this variable I'm trying to access this variable of I from the outside of this for loop where I declare the I. So finally, it will throw the compile time error in this line saying that the variable I cannot be resolved one. Friends, hope it's clear. When you are getting this kind of MCQ questions, so first we have to be very careful. So we have to think whether is there any compile time error or not. If there is no compile time error, then we will start checking the logic and we may calculate, right? So we have to be very careful. We have to look the code, look the MCQ questions very carefully, and then we'll start thinking our logics, right? So now we'll move the next question. So this is about system.out.println. So the first line is saying very clearly it is going to display 30. I have three options for 30. So now I have to identify which one is correct. So 10 plus 20 is 30. But coming to the second line, we know that it is going to evaluate from the left to right. So coming to the second line, 10 which is enclosed with a double quote. So which means it is a string type. So it is going to perform the concatenation. As you know, coming to Java, the plus symbol can perform concatenation in case of string. So because of the first one is string, it is going to become concatenation. So finally, the first line will display 30 and the second line is going to display 10 20. So 30, 10 20. I have two option more again. So now I need to concentrate on the third line. So again in the third line, because of first value is 10, 10 plus 20 will make a concatenation. So the result 10 20 will become a string. So again 10 20 string with 30, it is going to concatenation again. So finally the output will be 30, 10 20 and 10 20 30. In case if I have a bracket over here, in the third line, in case if I have a bracket over here between 20 and 30, then the bracket will play the first and it will perform the addition. It will become 50 and then it will get append with 10. But now here there is no bracket, so it will continuously appending as a string. So now we'll move the next one. Again, it's about switch case and the for loop. So look at the code very carefully, friends. I have a switch case. There I'm pausing one as a expression. I have a match case 1. I have a case 2 and case 3. And for case 1, there is no break. So first it will get inside case 1. Yes, 1 is the matching case as per my switch case expression. So it will print A. And because of no break, it will come to case 2. Because of no break in case 1, it will come to case 2. In case 2, you can look at the code very carefully. I have a break which is for this for loop, right? I have a break which is for this for loop, which means for case 2 there is no break. So this for loop will execute only one iteration and it will break the for loop. But for case 2 there is no break, so which means again it will continue case 3. So finally it will display B also. So finally the output will be A as well as B. So don't forget, you can look at my code once again clearly. I have a for loop, it is coming with a break. If there is no curly braces, then by default it will take the first statement. So finally here I have a break, but it's a break for loop. It is not a break for case 2. So hope it's clear, friends. So again we will discuss the remaining questions in the uh, upcoming videos. So thanks friends for watching this video. If you like this video, please subscribe our channel and you can share it with your friends also.